4 hours, 5 hours of mindless scrolling. You've been doom scrolling and you don't know what to do? Well, sit down. Let's talk about it. Okay? This is hard truths. Let's have a tough conversation, okay? If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Onyeme, simply OY. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing? Hello? Hit the subscribe button. Share if you know anyone who is in the cycle of doom scrolling, and let's get into the video. Okay, so what is doom scrolling? We're just gonna talk about it because I love having conversations like this, like calm, chilled, seated conversation. I feel like I'm able to like bond with you guys more. I have them in my notes in a structured format because your girl tends to ramble. Okay, we don't want to ramble today. Doom scrolling is like the reality of a lot of us. It happens to the best of us. It's hard not to doom scroll. I mean, the way social media is created, it is created so that you doom scroll, that you spend time on the app. That is the way social media is created. Yeah, so that's how they make their money. That's how they make their money, okay? So we want to make sure that it is not to our detriment. Does that make any sense? We have this cycle where it's like, first thing when you wake up, you just want to reach out to your phone. You don't want to do any other thing. You just want to reach out to your phone. And you hop from platform to platform. Let's say TikTok to Instagram, from Instagram to WhatsApp to Facebook to YouTube. You're just hopping, creating a loop. You feel like you're missing out on something and there's something you have to catch up on. And time, again, passes you. Before you know it, it's noon. You've missed your morning. Before you know it, it's like you lose track of time overall. There is the worst side of it. And I don't want to say there's a good side of it, but then there's the worst side of it, that extremely bad side. And there's the not so bad side of doom scrolling. So if you're on this side, I think it will be easier to revive yourself. If you're on this side, the higher side, you will need to put in a lot of effort to revive yourself, to get yourself back to the normal level. Because it's not bad to consume content. It's just at what amount are you consuming it and how are you consuming it, and that's what makes it doom scrolling. We're gonna head straight to the hard truth of doom scrolling. There's a reason why you're doom scrolling. Yes. You're like, okay, what's the reason why I'm doom scrolling? There is a reason why you're doom scrolling. Most of the times when you doom scroll, you are actually avoiding something. Probably your reality, your current reality. It's not to your liking, and then you kind of try to mask that by doom scrolling on your feed. You distract yourself by doom scrolling on your feed. A lot of the time, 10 out of 10, when you doom scroll, it is you procrastinated. Doom scrolling is a form of procrastination. Your brain is actively trying to forget something. Check very well. There's always something that we tend to avoid when we are doom scrolling. And the deeper that thing is that we're avoiding, the longer you doom scroll. The reason why we call it mindless scrolling is because you are doing it subconsciously. You aren't putting too much thoughts in it. You aren't like thinking, oh, what am I going into YouTube for? What am I looking for in YouTube? What am I looking for on Instagram? You aren't thinking like that. You're doing it with your subconscious. You're not thinking about it. So you're subconsciously scrolling. You might not even, most times you're not even aware that you are scrolling, but you are scrolling. That's why it's called mindless scrolling. You're not putting too much thought in it. You know you're on social media, but you don't know why you are there. You're just there. In fact, anything that finds you. You're here to look at anything. You're on there with no purpose. There's no reason why you're on that platform. You're just there. Now, like I said, there's the higher side of it where it's like, okay, this is getting out of hand. Then there's the side that's like, okay, we can easily just, bounce back to the normal level. This side of it that is like not too high. This side of it is the side of it that's like, okay, let me give you a scenario. You go on TikTok with a plan. Initially, you enter the app you have a plan, you have a reason why you're going to that app. Let's say you're looking for something, maybe the price of something, you want to get something, you want to know the price. Or let's say you want to cook and you want to get some recipes, you want to try out a new routine. It could be anything, but initially you have a plan of going to TikTok. You are going there for something. In the midst of looking for what you came to the app for, you get swept. You get swept up by something else, and then you enter the loop of, from one video to another video. And that's why I classify it as you're not too high, you're not far down the line. But on this side, oh my God, you wake up in the morning and the first thing you reach out for is your phone. Yeah, there is no purpose as to which you're clicking on Instagram or you're clicking on your TikTok. There's no reason why you're clicking on your TikTok. You're just going there to find satisfaction. You have a lot to do on your to-do list, but then it's the idea of what you're about to do is wearisome, and then you go and click on your TikTok. You're like, okay, let me just watch TikTok for 5 minutes. Let me just watch Instagram for 5 minutes. And that 5 minutes turns to 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours of mindless scrolling. Now you know where we are on. We are on this side. You wake up in the morning and the first thing you grab is your phone. And it's not even bad to grab your phone, but what are you going on those apps for? You have no reason. You just want to check, like, okay, let me see the latest update. Let me see what's happening here, what's happening. And if you don't have a motive, it's just easy to be taken in by anything. Dance video you will watch, comedy you will watch. There is nothing that you wouldn't watch because there is no reason why you're there. You are just there and anything can just take your attention. Do you see how that is damaging? Yeah. Self-damaging. That is harmful because you're losing track of time and you don't have a specific purpose as to why you're going on this app. You're not going there looking for anything. You're just trying to fill a gap. There's something you're trying to fill. The worst part is if you're not someone who is very much self-aware, you might not pick on these things. You might not be able to ask yourself certain questions like, why am I here, or what am I looking for? Or you might not be able to notice that you're avoiding something and then ask yourself, what is this thing that I'm avoiding and how can I fix it? Because like I said, a lot of the times it's always something you're avoiding. Sometimes it can be that your life, it's a mess. The reality of your life is a mess, and then you are not, how will I put it? I don't want to say depressed, and then you go on social media to see what is going on in the outside world. Although that's not going to fix your life, but you just find temporary comfort in doing that, and that's why your brain enjoys doing that, and it becomes a subconscious behavior that it is the first thing you want to do in the morning instead of thinking of how can I pour into myself, how can I pour into my life, how can I pour into my reality today. Because doom scrolling, best bet, you're going to doom scroll for 5 hours and come back to the fact that your life is still the same. It hasn't moved from point A to point B. You still have 10,000 things to do on your to-do list. You haven't moved. Like, that is the sad part of it, right? The 30 things or the 10 things you had to do on your to-do list today is still 10 things. Nothing moved, nothing changed, right? So even if you're going to spend 5 hours on an app, by the time you come back to your reality, you've not only lost track of time, you've lost the energy and the motivation to do any other thing because you were there wasting your energy on an app. You can mistake it for the fact that life is happening elsewhere other than here, your current environment. And you don't want to do that because life is where you are at. I'm speaking of this from experience. For me, I was trying to avoid my reality. It's a form of procrastination. So when I want to procrastinate, I'm dreading the activities that I have to do for the day. I am going to want to doom scroll because it's more comforting. I think when you come back to the reality of your life, it's still the same. It hasn't moved an inch. And the funny thing is that you tend to feel worse because now you're going to be like, I've lost time, or I've lost track of so much time. What was I doing? I wish I started in the morning with these things that I wanted, with the tasks that I wanted to do, other than scrolling, because now I've lost 2 hours. Now I'm behind by 5 hours. Like, you will feel bad. You will feel worse than you were before. So like that is the damage that doom scrolling, if it is not controlled, causes. I got to the point where I had to ask myself questions like, why are you doom scrolling? Like, why? What are you avoiding? I mean, it became so obvious to me that I was avoiding something, like something about my day, maybe something I dread, or the reality of my life in general. I just did not like it, and then I leaned towards watching others because I felt like it was comforting to, watch other people live their lives other than fixing my own life. So I got to that point where I had to realize that this is what I am doing to myself. As a creator now, I find out that there is an active way of consuming content, and then there's a passive way of consuming content, and that is dependent on whether you are consciously viewing that content or you are subconsciously viewing that content. When I wasn't a creator, I wouldn't understand this, but now as a creator, when I watch videos, I try to actively watch that video rather than just passively watch it. If you didn't know, let me let you know the difference between actively watching a content and passively watching a content. Passively watching a content would be like allowing that video to entertain you, right? To make you happy, laugh and go. You move on to the next one, and you laugh and you go and you move on to the next, like a cycle of entertainment. You're not really getting anything from it. It's solely for entertainment. That would be passively consuming content. On the other hand, actively consuming content will be like you are paying attention to the details of that video, to the details of that content, right? You're not watching it solely for entertainment. The video can be entertaining, but then you are paying attention to certain details, certain things in that video. Let's say, for example, you want to get better at editing. Then you go on TikTok and you watch videos. You're not watching editing videos now, by the way. You're not watching editing videos, by the way, but you are watching videos, and then because you want to get better at your editing, you are paying attention to certain details. You're paying attention to the visuals, you're paying attention to the sounds, you're taking note of the effects and the transitions that are coming in. You're like, oh, how did she do this? You're interested. You take the video back and you're watching, like, okay, you're taking note of the lighting, of like, you're basically just paying attention to the video in general. At that moment, you're paying attention to certain things. You're not just listening to what the person is saying. You're also looking at, like, your conscious mind is active. That is essentially what I'm trying to say. Your conscious mind is active. You're not just watching solely for entertainment, right? You're taking note of certain things to enhance your learning. What is the solution for doom scrolling? What are the things that can help improve and take you from whether you're at this level or you're at this level of doom scrolling to at least the normal range, right? To the range where it's no longer doom scrolling, you're just actively consuming content. You are going there for a purpose. Here are some tips that you can use to reduce your doom scrolling from whatever range it is down to minimum. I find it that when you consciously consume content, you are in control. At any time, you can say, well, that's enough screen time, right? You can close the app and be able to say that's enough screen time. Compared to when you're subconsciously viewing the video, it's hard to say, okay, that's enough screen time, to shut the app, because you're not even aware. If you know what subconscious means, you're not even aware of you're viewing something. You're being entertained, but you're not consciously aware that you're viewing something. So you just go mindlessly and you're scrolling through the app. So when you open an app, what I want you to do is, before you open an app, take control of your mind. Note the fact that I am about to go on Instagram. Because like I said, the people that are on this level, they don't know when they are picking up their phone early in the morning. They do it subconsciously. They don't even know that they're about to click on Instagram. They're not even aware that, okay, right from Instagram, the next thing I like to click on is YouTube. I'm not even aware of it. So I want you to take note of the fact. Take note. First thing is awareness. You have to be aware when you're doing certain things. You have to be aware. Call on yourself. Call on yourself and say, you're about to go on Instagram. And the next thing I know you're going to do is you're going to go on TikTok. You're going to go on whatever platform it is. Call yourself out. the way you will call a friend out. Call yourself out on this thing that she's about to do, because she does this subconsciously. So call it to your conscious self and say, before we enter this app, why are we going to this app in the first place? Ask yourself that question. That is self-awareness, being able to know that, okay, this is not good, so we're going to tell ourselves the truth. So before you open an app, again, ask yourself, what am I going to do here? Why am I here? What am I looking for? What am I searching for? Is there an information that I need right now? Ask yourself those questions before you hop on any app out of habit. So ask yourself these questions. For this as well, you can also set a timer on your phone. Before you go to scroll on any app, you can set a timer on your phone and just put like 30 minutes or whatever minutes you want to be on this app. At least now you're aware. Now you're in control of the time that you want to spend on this app. So you set a timer, and for so minutes, I'm going to be on this app for this minute maximum. And when the timer goes off, I am exiting, I'm leaving. Which leads me to the next one, is create your feed. This is something that I think I've heard a lot of times, but it is true. Create your feed. You have the ability to choose what you want to see. I mean, social media has allowed us to be able to do that. By the videos you like, the videos you engage in, the videos you comment on, right? Those videos tell the algorithm that this is something you enjoy. Any video you repost, anything you perform, any form of engagement on, tells the algorithm that this is something that you enjoy, and they keep pushing more of those videos to you. So curate your feed. Notice the kind of things that can easily distract you. For me, videos like dance videos can distract me. I love when someone is dancing. I love when someone can dance. So if I see someone that is dancing to the music, I can be distracted from my initial purpose. If I see cooking videos distract me a whole lot, because I feel like I want to see this pattern of making stew. I want to see this pattern of making egusi. I want to learn this new recipe. Oh wow, this looks nice. How did she make it? Even if I don't have the equipment to make it, I will still watch that video. That is how serious it is. So I know things that can easily distract me, and so these are videos that can hold my attention. I want you to find out those videos that you know that they are irresistible, right? And do less engagement on those videos. Don't engage as you would on those videos, so that algorithm can understand what they should push more to your feed. I think on Instagram you can actually do there's a section where you can click interested or not interested. When you click interested, I think they will push more of those videos for you for the next 30 days. I think Instagram has something like that, and I used to do that for those like inspirational videos, because I love watching inspirational videos. And I would just click on the interested. There's a section that says interested, and for the next 30 days they will push more of those contents to me. And that was how I was able to create my feed, to the point that if I go on Instagram, a lot of the time I'm hearing people that say, do the work, put in the work. Like, they are literally saying so much motivational words that me, if I feel like if I'm doom scrolling, my brain is acting like, this is not something you're supposed to be doing right now. You're supposed to be doing the work. You're supposed to be putting in the work. You're supposed to be working hard. You're supposed to be doing something. I don't have a to-do list to fulfill. Things that speaks to my brain instantly, that calls me out on BS. Like, stop wasting your time. Stop. Videos like that can easily call you out on your doom scrolling. So those are the videos that you want to be more on your feed. All those dance videos, comedies that will make you laugh, please engage less on them, right? Because for now that you're doom scrolling and maybe doing it on this level, you want to avoid videos that kind of take your mind off. You're just entertained. You're not consciously viewing that content. You're just viewing it for entertainment. You want to reduce those kind of videos to the barest minimum. I don't know if you can see this, but like, that's what you want it to be. You want to reduce those kind of contents because they are detrimental to your mental health. Those things have a higher chance of keeping you on the app for long. And recently, I think AI videos added to my list. Yeah, if I see AI videos, those videos, I'm like, hey, whoa, Mama Ikechi don't steal my pot. I'm not gonna lie, it's I want to know what's going on, because I find it creative. Those AI videos, I find it creative, so I'm drawn to them. And I think a lot of people are drawn to those videos because I see 150 likes and I'm like, what's going on here? And now they've taken it to the point that it's fruits that are not characters of humans, animals are not characters of humans, and people still watch those videos. So AI videos is still on that list of being able to catch you and make you doom scroll. You want to lean towards educative videos that are inspiring, that are teaching you something, that you get something out of. Those are the kind of videos that you want to lean towards. Why? Because it takes your conscious mind to be able to process those kinds of videos. Yeah, you cannot subconsciously view those kind of videos that are teaching you something. You have to pay attention to understand, to learn, to be able to process the information. Your conscious mind has to be active. Those kind of videos will allow you to actively learn, to actively view that content rather than just passively view it. When your mind is active, you can easily leave the app and say, yes, this is enough screen time, compared to when you're not, your mind is not active. With videos that educate, your mind is active. You're trying to process the information. With videos that inspire, they allow you to reflect, and you need your conscious mind to be able to reflect, right? Those are the kind of videos that I want you to stick and lean towards. Okay, at least now we know what we are doing and what we are not doing. Can we stick on what we are doing and what we're not doing? We have an agreement. You're going to lean towards educative videos that are inspiring, that are teaching you something, and not lean towards entertainment content. Please, please, please. At least for the period of which you are trying to get out of your doom scrolling. By the time you are done watching those videos, you feel like, okay, yeah, let me go and implement something into my own life. Okay, yeah, let me go and do this, because you just learned this thing you need to implement, right? So those are videos that have a high chance of keeping your mind active. Disclaimer, I am not in any way saying that you should not watch dance videos, you should not watch cooking videos. Nope, that is not what I said. Don't go and quote me wrong. That is not what I said. By all means, if you want to learn how to dance, watch dance videos. You want to learn how to cook, you want to learn a new recipe, you want to cook egusi soup for the first time, watch how to cook egusi soup. The key here is to actively consume content. Actively, that's the key. Actively consuming. You see, when you're watching a dance video because you want to learn the step, you are actively consuming that content. Your mind is focused. You're like looking, okay, let me see how I'm going to learn this step. You are actively consuming that content. Same thing with you're learning how to cook a goosey. You're actively consuming that content. The key is to actively consume content so that you don't get lost in doom scrolling. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. If you watch to the end, always you're a real one. I love you. Make sure you like, comment, share with someone you know is a chronic doom scroller. And as always, I'll see you in my next video.